Two subscribers have sent me two very interesting packages. Let's open up the first one. There's a letter. Actually, both have a letter. Renoa, these lithium cells do not meet my standards for healthy cells. This standard is that they must maintain at least 4.15 volts after 2 weeks of sitting in a full charge. I personally don't have a use for them, but I figure you would. Perhaps you can do some experiments with them. The capacitors were from my car stereo, but they didn't perform how I wanted them to, so I'm passing them along onto you once again. Side note, I commented in the discussions on your channel regarding UPS Montec. I have a 3000 VA, I think that stands for volt amp, I'm not really sure, UPS. I'm not going to use. It works, but I'm not going to replace the batteries in it. If you want it, you can have it. I think I'm not going to have space for a large UPS system, but thank you very much. That's a very nice offer. Well, let's open this up. At first, when I opened this up, my mother had gotten me a bunch of coal for Christmas, some really nice anthracite, and I wanted to use it for a furnace someday. Well, it was in the exact same box, came at the exact same time, so I had 3 boxes of anthracite and 1 box of this. I opened it up thinking it was coal, and I was like, holy shit, because I was like, what the fuck did I just open? Did I just open a bomb or something? Because I always had that fear that, like, oh shit, is someone going to send me something really bad? Like, going to hurt me or something? But fuck, look at these. 500 farad, 2.7 volt capacitors, super capacitors. They're already wired up and everything. I'm thinking a lithium ion tab welder. And a bunch of really dead cells too. Some of these I might actually end up using. But I'm actually working on experimenting with taking lithium cells, 18650s, and melting them down to get the cobalt and the lithium out of it. Mostly the cobalt though, because I think cobalt's really an interesting metal. And I'm kind of curious. So we always know about like, oh, cobalt is a strong metal, but we never really, I've never seen anybody use pure cobalt tools. So it'd be interesting to refine the cobalt down and try to make a chisel or something out of it. Or a hammer. Nice. Oh, some of these actually have nice capacities on them, like 1374 milliamp hour. I might be able to actually find a use for them. So now my standards are actually pretty low on lithium cells, as long as because I put a fuse on each one. So I figure the most it can do is release about, I don't know, 10 watt hours of power, and as long as it doesn't have any other power feeding into it, it should be fine. Ooh, 1688 milliamp hours. I'll probably run these through my normal testing just to see, because there's probably a few that meet my standards for like tinkering projects, not huge battery projects, because like for my e-bike most of these cells probably I wouldn't want to trust these in there, but for something like a little flashlight or something, that'd be kind of cool. My standards are especially low for small little projects, except for whenever they're rusted. I do not like cells that are rusted, so yeah, those are always out. Also, if I see one that has corrosion underneath the plastic, because sometimes you can notice corrosion underneath the plastic. However, there are some 18650 cells like this one that are really cheap, and they have an almost clear cover on the outside, so you can actually see the little ring where the metal is folded around the pieces and stuff like that. Well, on these ones, evidently, whenever they're machining the metal, like whenever they're pressing the metal into cylinders, they use a lubricant, and that sometimes doesn't get all cleaned off, and so sometimes that can be underneath here. So usually if there is an acid leak, you'll see it coming from this end and filling up this little line, and then it'll be dripping down and probably making some corrosion. But if it's on this end and like kind of just like little blotches, that's most likely just some junk from the manufacturing. That also means it's probably a really bad cell, just because it's really cheaply made. But man, these are so cool. Wow, got a lot of these. I can make something pretty sweet with these. And here I was thinking about spending a couple $100s and buying some of these right before I left California, because there was kind of that sense that I wanted to stock up on stuff. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll run by Weird Steel Warehouse or Halted or something like that, and they happen to have a bunch of super capacitors, and I didn't end up getting them though, because I figured I can always get them later. Well, now I got them. See, that's the thing. Sometimes if you wait for things to come to you, it's a lot cheaper than if you seek for it. That's so cool. So this is basically a 12-volt array, I guess. That's really nice. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Get 4. You have 48 volts. 48 volts, you have an electric bicycle capacitor bank. Oh my god. That's fucking awesome. People keep asking me to do that. So I just need to make that video, then I can always link them to that to shut them up. That's so cool. I think that's how that works. So I'm thinking that these little circuits in here are actually just little things that make sure the voltages don't go over too much of a voltage. I'm not really sure. It looks like this is actually has like this whole array has its own part number and stuff like that though. So I can look those up and make sure I understand how it's supposed to be used and whatnot. So fucking cool. Aha. So the other package. Hi, here's a grab bag of stuff. Just lists of stuff. And 1-inch sphere magnet. That sphere magnet somewhere is really strong. I like it. And then there is P.S. I'm a pool guy. I think that's what it says. Which is why a bunch of this stuff is pool related. Any questions you can email me. Well, thanks. That's really cool. I haven't actually looked through this one yet. It's a lot of neat little goodies. A lot of this stuff up there. Yeah. Pitch. Looks like someone just emptied out their junk drawer, which is a really awesome gift. I remember one time, one of my friends, they came to my birthday party when I was like, I don't know, 10 or so, and they, at their present, they got a box, an old shipping box like this, and they took their junk drawer from I think their mom's house, dumped it into the box, and gave it to me, and just had a little weird stuff like screwdrivers and stamps and tons of little weird stuff, little clips of wires and stuff like that. It was awesome. I love grab bags. They're so cool. Ooh. Nice. More capacitors? Hell yeah. Looks like a capacitor too. I should be able to use some of these for some motors that I have. I have some older motors that need capacitors. 370 volts. That's well rated. Pipe cleaner. Huh. Neat. Neat little pipe cleaner. Oh, made for tobacco pipe. I was always wondering what that was about, because they always say pipe cleaners, but I was like, you're not gonna clean your sewage pipe with that. That makes sense. Tobacco pipe. See, it slowly and slowly you figure things out that you always have questions about. Metric made easy. That's kind of cool, but the problem is I need the opposite. I never understood ounces. That one never really worked for me. I like using Fahrenheit and Celsius, and miles is fine for a rough estimate, but I don't know. I'm kind of fine with using both. Pounds and kilograms. Yeah, once again, I like using both. I'm kind of a fan of different measuring units. I like having different tools, and I like having different measurements, although some of them are kind of a little bit difficult to use. Oh, all other ones. Inches, millimeters, feet, meters, gallons, liters. A little bit fuzzy in gallons, but I can picture like a gallon of milk, and that helps. A pint, I don't know if I can clue what that is, but I guess, let's see, 1 pint is about half a liter. Okay, well, that actually helps solve things. So hey, you, subscriber that gave me this, is helping me fill in a lot of blanks in my life. I already learned what a pipe cleaner really is, learn a bit about the imperial system. All sorts of fun stuff. 3/8 driver, 10-piece socket. Oh, that's cool. That's a neat design. Made in Japan. That's neat. It must be a little bit older, like the 70s or so, back whenever they were into the production of that kind of stuff. Huh. That's really nifty. I like that. That is nice. It's really nice and compact, too. You know, I might actually, if I find this useful, I might toss this into my toolbox and see if there might be a little bit of use of sometime. I don't know though. Might be more effective just to have this off to the side, and I can get it whenever I know I need it. Because I don't find sockets that useful, because I don't deal with that many bolts and stuff. Oh shit! Wait a minute. They have drill bits with this end on it, but it's not an auger. What? Well, it's not a wood auger. I'm not sure. I don't think it's called an auger, but you know what I mean. You see, I'm used to these types of hand drills. I actually bought this when I was like 9, and using it ever since. And usually, the correct bits, which have that end, are just like the wood bits. I've never seen the ones like this though. That is pretty cool. So basically, inside here, there's just these two little teeth that have a space where this can go inside. And that's really actually a nice connector. I like it. And then on the inside of this, it's just like it's bell-shaped like the outside, and so whenever you push it down, it pushes these together like that. That is so cool. Wow. Thank you very much for that. That's pretty cool. I might see about, I don't know, because I've always had trouble, because usually I just use regular bits inside here, and it's just, they always slip, and it's a little tedious. Oh, and like after having this for a decade and using it as like one of my best drills, I finally discovered you can just move this, and then as a ratchet. That's like, it's funny how sometimes you could just learn something new. I'm learning a lot of stuff in this video, man. Oh, my great-grandfather used to have one of these that was made of aluminium, not plastic. I like that one a lot better, not this plastic one, but still, it's pretty cool. Huh. It's neat. It is a nice little portable cup. I think I should have the aluminium one sitting somewhere. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Not sure how watertight that is, though. Multi-purpose repair plastic. That sounds pretty cool. That might also be where the smell's coming from, because it has a little bit of a chemical epoxy smell going on here. Oh, some Teflon. Actually, some nice, useful stuff. I'm surprised you'd give this stuff away. Oh, ooh, oh. That's a Stanley 85213 USA. Is that a wire stripper or a wire cutter? I can't tell. That is pretty cool. Once again, a new tool. Oh. Odd, weird drill bit. Does that work with that? Whoa. No clue. That is weird. No? Well, that's a puzzler. That's actually kind of cool. If that's not an actual, like, part that I can use, well, I can definitely keep that around for if I ever need that shape of an aluminium piece. Huh. That's funky. Huh. Oh, these are nice pliers. I like that. I'll probably set this aside for a future tool restoration video. Ugh. Something bad happened there. That's for sure. A nice long screwdriver. That's a nice length of one. Yeah, here's the... Oh. Ow. That's a pretty strong little magnet right there. Oh, I should be sure to keep that away from my floppy disks. It's kind of cool. I like it. These little anchor points are actually kind of nifty. I like them. I might use these for hanging things up. like putting a rope across 2 trees or something. I don't know. Here's a little door thingamabob for like a screen door. Just a little suspension thing. Little spring loading thingamabob. I can actually probably find a use for that. Well, actually a lot of this stuff I can find a use for. An old staple gun. Still has staples in it. Still works too. An old brush. Fascinating. Once again, most likely pool related stuff. It's pretty cool. So that's totally sealed too. If you guys can tell me what this is, it'd be kind of neat. I have no clue what these are. They say loop lock on them though. More capacitors. Is that another capacitor? No, it looks like it's an epoxy of some sort. Oh, the putty? Oh, nice. I think that might be where the smell's coming from. That's probably more of the same. Oh. Ooh. Made in Hong Kong. What? That's... Wow. You could probably stick that in there. Oh, no, just barely. Yeah, just for funsies. That's so funky. Weird. So yeah, thank you very much for all this interesting stuff. It's a really nice grab bag. And I'll be sure to integrate a lot of this stuff into my, like, my inventory, basically. So yeah. That's pretty cool. I like getting stuff like this, because this is a bunch of little neat little goodies that I can pull from and use for stuff. And like, a lot of the stuff I actually do have uses for, so yeah. Well, thank you very much for these packages. You know, I don't really feel like ending the video here, so let's talk about some other mail-related stuff. I got this in the mail, the bag of badness. It always means they shredded something. And yep, they did shred it. Looks like AVE, you need a... Well, it says cheap shipping, but this is not a very good packing job. The envelopes aren't, like, well, at least the machines that are designed to handle the envelopes and whatnot just aren't, they aren't really that good at dealing with packages that have bumps in them. Oh shit, yeah. This is missing a lot of stuff. Yeah, so it should have been 3 in here, but there's only 1. Well, fuck, I'm gonna contact Etsy. Fucking piece of shit. You know, the post office has gotten a little bit better at this, but not too good. I can't tell you how many issues of Nintendo Power got ruined by the United States Post Office. Ooh, these got crunched. Wow. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe AVE or me can get, like, the post office to pay me that $40. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, like, upset, but it's just like, oh, that kind of sucks. Someone's going to be at fault. Probably not me. I'm thinking this might have been better as a padded mailer. I know that would have upped the price a bit, but I'm kind of curious if there's been any other people that have been having this issue. It was a nice ruler. I do like it a lot. And I'm assuming this is all the parts. If not, I can bodge the rest on there. Oh well, shit happens. Oh, and lastly, before I forget, one thing I am excited about is I've been working on making a Imperial ground crew uniform and like the whole cosplay and stuff like that. And so I started with a TIE fighter flight suit from Amazon. It was like $70. Saves a whole lot of time to start with this. And me and my mom are kind of probably going to start working on editing it because it's a different color, is a little bit different. I think this arm doesn't. I think it's this arm that doesn't have a pocket. One of the arms doesn't have a pocket, and the other one has 3 pockets on it. Yeah, it's just really, I don't know. It's kind of cool, kind of neat that you can actually just order stuff without having to make it. Like if I wanted to have a TIE fighter cosplay, well, hey, I wouldn't have to like waste too much time on it. I could just have it. Wow, that's so cool. It's actually a really nice boiler suit too. Well, that's pretty much it. Just fun with mail. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya!